There's going to be no trades. This is the regular 7 rounds. Um, we have the choice of either Patrick Surtain or J.C. Horn. If this happens in the real draft, I hope he goes Surtain. But either or, it doesn't matter. If one's available and the other's not, then that's fine. Like if Patrick Surtain goes before us and Horn's still there, and we take him, I'm cool with that. Or if Horn's gone and Surtain's there, I'm fine with that. Um, and then in the second round, um, I like Richie Grant. I think he's one of the best safeties in the draft. But I also like Elijah Molden, and I think we go there just to address that secondary immediately in the first 2 rounds. I'm going to be doing another mock draft later today with a trade. And in the third round, Jamin Davis, linebacker. Just add that depth at linebacker. If we go back to that traditional 4-3, we're going to need another guy to go with Jalen Smith and Vander Esch. And if Vander Esch can't stay healthy, we have another solid backup. And we could either go Kelvin Joseph and add to that corner depth or go Tay Gowan. And I think we're going to go with Milton Williams, add to that defensive line depth. Kind of follow what we did last year. Corner second round, third round we went defensive lineman in 2020. This year we go corner first round, second round safety, third round defensive lineman. And look at that, in the fourth round, Kelvin Joseph is still there, a guy who we could have gone with in the third round. So that works out for us. But there's a lot of rumors that the Cowboys will be trading back a couple spots, or a team wants to trade up to the top 10, and the Cowboys are a team that could possibly trade down. We got an interesting choice here. Let's add to the guard depth. Let's go with Kendrick Green. Add to that interior offensive lineman depth. Connor Williams has been injured a lot so far, and if our tackles get injured and Zach Martin has to go to a tackle, I'll have that guard depth along with Connor McGovern, Connor Williams, and obviously Zach Martin, a stud. Here in round 5, we could probably just go another defensive lineman or edge. Jonathan Cooper, add another pass rusher late in this draft. At this point, it's just depth or best available. And then here, pick 192. Why not go tackle depth? Brennan James. We already established things. You don't want to draft like a million corners. So adding that offensive line depth, adding a little bit of talent to develop over the next couple of years is perfectly fine. Here in round 6, another linebacker I think would be fine. And around 7, I say, we add a tight end. A lot of people don't think we should do that. We have Blake Jarwin and Dalton Schultz. They did fine, but Blake Jarwin couldn't stay healthy last year. And Dalton Schultz did good receiving the ball, but he's mainly a blocking guy. And we signed the Washington football team, Pringle, or Springer, whatever his name is. And other than that, there is no depth. We have Cole Hickey something, who was an undrafted free agent last year, who barely saw the field, and just adding depth there would be good. So let's just go review. Corner first round, that's obvious. Safety second round, that's a toss-up. And then linebacker third, defensive line fourth round. I think if we do this in the actual draft, I would be 100% happy. Addressing that top corner spot, Patrick Surtain and Trayvon Diggs, a nice duo. Elijah Molden, who is a very good safety. I do think Richie Grant is the best safety, along with Trayvon Moehrig. I believe those two guys are the top safeties in the draft. But I think Elijah Molden is a better scheme fit and can help produce right away. And what I mean by that is him and Donovan Wilson can be the starting free safety and strong safety, respectively, and in a way dominate. Because Elijah Molden has that experience. He's not that raw prospect like Richie Grant and Trayvon Moehrig would be. And then Jamin Davis. A lot of people say we shouldn't go linebacker early. And those same people that say that are the same people that saying we should have drafted Micah Parsons. But I do think we need to address the linebacker position at some point in the draft. I do think that, if Leighton Vander Esch can't stay healthy, that we need a guy that can come up and dominate right next to Jalen Smith. And even if Vander Esch does stay healthy, under Dan Quinn, we're going back to that 4-3 defense. We need a third linebacker that is really going to be good, because we saw last year Joe Thomas had a lot of snaps. And a lot of, third, fourth string linebackers were getting, first, first string snap counts. So if we can add another guy to develop, sit and learn, and come in when he needs to, that is really, really good. And Jamin Davis is really talented. And to get him in the third round, I think is a steal. And then Milton Williams, just to add a big guy to that defensive line. Obviously, Neville Gallimore played really, really well in 2020. Tristan Hill, who was a second-round pick in 2019, who really didn't do much his rookie year, but last year before tearing his ACL, played really, really well. Him coming back from injury, he could get off to a slow start. Then we also have guys like Hamilton, who we signed last year. We also have guys like Antoine Woods, losing Tyrone Crawford, who took a lot of snaps at defensive tackle throughout his career. But we also signed some guys like Brian Urban, another guy who we got from Chicago last year in Baltimore. And then we also signed another guy. There's also going to be, signings after the draft that we can address, but I think it's worth it. And then another corner, Kelvin Joseph. We were going to take him in the third round. He fell to the fourth in this mock draft, adding another depth piece. Patrick Surtain will be a good number one, number two corner for us this coming year, but we also have to replace depth. A lot of guys struggled last year in general, all on the board. We had Trayvon Diggs, obviously. We had Chidobe Awuzie. We had Anthony Brown. We had Jordan Lewis. We had guys like Daryl Worley. We had guys like Rashad Robinson, and other guys we brought in. But Anthony Brown wasn't too good late in the season. We also had guys that were like Maurice Kennedy, who didn't even play last year because he opted out of the season. But guys like Daryl Worley, who played really, really bad, and who was a free agent signing for us last year, and he just struggled, and he was terrible. And then losing Chidobe Awuzie, and we brought back Jordan Lewis. But there's a lot of guys that we could use to step up, and if they don't, we have another young guy who just give him minutes to give him reps. And then at pick 138, going Kenneth Green, just to add to that depth. He may not play right away. He might not play in the next 2 years. Just that depth, that talent to develop is key. Especially if Connor Williams doesn't live up to the hype, as he is going into a contract year. It could be important to add depth if we need a replacement. And then Jonathan Cooper, pass rusher, an edge guy, just to add depth. We brought in Terrell Basham from the Jets, who may see the field a little bit. We also have guys like Bradley Anae, who was a late-round pick last year, who's going to get a lot more playing time. Obviously, Randy Gregory, who's going to start the season for the first time ever. He's going to get a lot more playing time. That's why we didn't bring back Aldon Smith. And then obviously guys have like DeMarcus Lawrence. And then other guys that were already on the team that are going to get a lot more playing time, like Rondell Carter. This guy could see a little bit of playing time if he plays well in camp. Other than that, he'll probably be a practice squad player. Brennan James, again, another tackle, another offensive lineman to develop behind Tyron Smith, Leo Collins. We also saw how last year, without the two tackles, we really, really struggled with Brandon Knight and Cam Robinson, other guys like I'm trying to think of his name. I forgot his name already. But the Terrence Steele, the rookie from Texas Tech last year who went undrafted. Guys like that who really weren't good. So we have a guy like this who can be depth and may see playing time if we don't stay healthy. And then another linebacker, Isaiah McDuffie, another guy just to play that Luke Gifford role like he did last year. And then Cal Granson, just tight end depth. So thank you guys for watching. I'm out. I'm going to do another Cowboys mock draft with a trade here soon. I'm out. Peace.